Rand, West Virginia. Population 1,700. A place where dreams come to die. In 1995, a 19-year-old kid from these forgotten streets lost everything. 2 college scholarships, his reputation, his future. The experts said he was finished. Too much baggage, too many mistakes, too risky to ever succeed. They were wrong. Dead wrong.
Touchdown! What a catch by Randy Moss!
This is Randy Moss, Hall of Fame legend, record breaker. The man who proved that your worst moment doesn't define your destiny. What you're about to witness isn't just a football story. It's proof that no matter how far you fall, you can rise again. No matter how many people give up on you, you can still achieve greatness. Right now, somewhere in America, there's a kid who's made mistakes, who's been written off, who's been told they'll never amount to anything. Randy Moss was that kid, and his journey from rock bottom to the top of the world will change how you think about second chances forever. Because sometimes the greatest victories come from the deepest defeats. Sometimes the most inspiring stories begin with the most devastating failures. As Moss said,
I am a living testimony, a walking testimony, not to just the football fans, but to the whole world.
This is that story. The story of how a forgotten kid from West Virginia became forever immortalized. Every great story begins somewhere. For Randy Moss, it began in the mountains of West Virginia, where poverty and dreams lived side by side.
That's where it all started. That was the foundation. Raised in the streets. All y'all boys, all y'all ladies know, for those years that we were in Rand, West Virginia, where nobody even checked on us, did not care what was going on, we stuck together.
Raised by a single mother, Maxine, who worked multiple jobs just to keep food on the table. Money was scarce, but love was abundant. Maxine Moss is my mother, my father, my grandmother, my grandfather. She is everything to me.
Mama, all I wanted to do was just celebrate you, give you the things that we never had.
In West Virginia, sports weren't just games. They were hope. They were the only way out of a life of struggle. At DuPont High School, Randy Moss discovered something extraordinary. He wasn't just good at sports, he was otherworldly. 6'4" with blazing speed and hands that seemed to defy gravity. But football was just the beginning. He played basketball with future NBA star Jason Williams, track and field where he won state championships, 3 different sports, and 3 different ways to showcase his impossible talent. College recruiters couldn't believe what they were seeing. Notre Dame offered a scholarship. Florida State called, Ohio State begged. For a kid from Rand, these weren't just opportunities. They were miracles. The chance to lift his entire family out of poverty. As Moss said,
but I cannot forget my small, unincorporated community, Rand, West Virginia.
Randy Moss had everything: talent, opportunities, and a family counting on him to succeed. Then came the day that changed everything. March 24th, 1995. What should have been just another day at DuPont High School became the day Randy Moss lost it all. A fight broke out. Racial tensions that had been simmering finally exploded. When Moss saw his friend being attacked, he did what any loyal friend would do. He stepped in. He defended someone he cared about. But in that moment of loyalty, his future crumbled. Charged with malicious wounding, a felony that would follow him forever. The golden boy from Rand had become a cautionary tale. Notre Dame's response was swift and brutal. His scholarship was revoked, his dreams destroyed. The door to his future slammed shut. For a 19-year-old kid who had never been in serious trouble, the world had just collapsed. But sometimes when one door closes, another opens. Florida State offered hope. Coach Bobby Bowden believed in second chances. Randy Moss would get his opportunity to prove he was more than his worst moment. For months, it looked like the redemption story was beginning. Moss was working hard, staying out of trouble, preparing for his chance. Then came another devastating blow, a positive marijuana test during his work release program. A mistake that cost him everything. Florida State dismissed him immediately. 2 chances, 2 failures, 2 dreams destroyed. At 19 years old, Randy Moss was back where he started, in Rand, West Virginia, with nothing but regret and a reputation in ruins. The kid who once had everything now had nothing. No scholarship, no future, no hope. As Moss said, I think I made little mistakes that the state of West Virginia blew out of proportion. But sometimes rock bottom becomes the foundation for something extraordinary. 30 minutes from Rand sat Marshall University. Not Notre Dame, not Florida State. But for Randy Moss, it would become something more important than both. Coach Bob Pruett saw what others couldn't. Not a troubled kid, but a young man who deserved another chance. As Pruett said, everyone deserves a second chance. Randy had made mistakes, but he wasn't a bad kid. Marshall was Division I AA, smaller stage, lower profile. But for Moss, it was perfect. A place where he could rebuild his life and his reputation. Because Marshall was Division I AA, Moss could play immediately. No sitting out, no punishment, just the chance to show the world who he really was. From the moment he stepped on the field, everyone knew something special was happening. This wasn't just talent. This was greatness unleashed. His first season was nothing short of miraculous. 78 catches, 1,709 yards, 28 touchdowns. The numbers were impossible. The catches were physics-defying.
Receiver, Moss is it. They go to him. Touchdown.
Randy Moss wasn't just playing football. He was rewriting what was possible. 4 touchdowns in the championship game, a national title for Marshall, the forgotten school with the forgotten player had conquered everything. But this was just the beginning. The next year, Marshall moved to Division I-A, the big stage, where Randy Moss would face the best competition in college football, 26 more touchdowns, the Biletnikoff Award as the nation's best receiver, 4th place in Heisman Trophy voting. As Moss said, if I had played at a higher profile school than Marshall, I think I would have won it. In 2 seasons at Marshall, Randy Moss had transformed from a forgotten failure to the most dominant player in college football. NFL scouts couldn't ignore what they were seeing, but the questions remained. Could they trust Randy Moss? April 18th, 1998. The NFL Draft, where dreams are made and futures are decided.
Wide receiver from Marshall University, Randy Moss.
For Randy Moss, it was Judgment Day. Everyone agreed he was the most talented player in the draft, but his talent wasn't in question.
What a magical receiver that guy is!
What was in question was his character. One by one, teams made their choices, and one by one, they passed on Randy Moss. 20 picks, 20 teams saying no. Each pick that passed was another reminder of his mistakes. Another team that didn't believe in second chances.
He had some negative things in college. God, who doesn't?
Then, with the 21st pick, the Minnesota Vikings made a decision that would change everything. Dennis Green saw what 20 other teams missed. Not a risk, but an opportunity. Not a problem, but a solution.
That if you're there on the 21st pick, we're going to take you.
The emotion was overwhelming. After years of rejection, someone finally believed in Randy Moss.
Man, I told Coach Green, I said, man, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I will not disappoint you. I'm going to give you everything I got.
In Minnesota, Moss found more than just a team. He found a family. Veterans like Chris Carter who understood his journey. Carter had overcome his own struggles to become a Hall of Fame receiver. He saw himself in the young man from West Virginia. From his first practice, it was clear that 20 teams had made a historic mistake. This wasn't just talent. This was greatness.
Randy Moss is the best receiver, maybe ever.
Week 1, 1998. Randy Moss was about to step onto an NFL field for the first time. The kid from Rand was ready to show the world what redemption looked like. What happened next would prove that sometimes the greatest stories begin with the greatest falls. That sometimes the most inspiring victories come from the most devastating defeats. The Dallas Cowboys had no idea what was coming.
This was very clearly one of the games that he really wanted to show the league, and in particular the Dallas Cowboys, you made a mistake by not taking me.
Neither did the rest of the NFL. Randy Moss was about to announce himself to the world, and the world would never be the same. 3 catches, 163 yards, 3 touchdowns. In his first NFL game, Randy Moss didn't just play well, he dominated. The Dallas Cowboys, one of the teams that had passed on him, had no answer for his speed, his size, his determination.
This was just salt in the wound for Cowboys fans who felt like he should have been in Dallas.
2 weeks later, Monday Night Football, the biggest stage in sports, 5 catches, 190 yards, 2 touchdowns. Even John Madden was speechless. I've never seen anything like this young man. He's changing the game before our eyes. By season's end, the numbers were staggering. 69 catches, 1,313 yards, 17 touchdowns. An NFL rookie record. Offensive Rookie of the Year. Pro Bowl selection. The kid who 20 teams had rejected was now the best rookie in football. As Moss said, "I wanted to show everyone who passed on me that they made a mistake. I played with anger." For 7 years in Minnesota, Randy Moss continued to prove his doubters wrong. 5 Pro Bowls, 4 All-Pro selections, 6 straight 1,000-yard seasons. Every touchdown was vindication. Every record was proof that second chances matter. Every spectacular catch was a reminder that greatness can come from anywhere. In 2007, the New England Patriots gave Moss another chance. At 30 years old, many thought his best days were behind him. They were ridiculously mistaken. Tom Brady and Randy Moss formed an immediate connection. 2 players who understood what it meant to be underestimated. What followed was the greatest statistical season by a receiver in NFL history. 23 touchdown catches, breaking Jerry Rice's record. 16 wins, 0 losses. The first perfect regular season in 35 years.
The top rookie season of all time is Randy Moss's.
The kid from Rand was leading the way. When Moss broke Jerry Rice's record, the emotion was overwhelming. The journey from rock bottom to the top of the mountain was complete. January 2018. The call that every NFL player dreams of.
Thaddeus Moss.
Randy Moss had been selected for the Pro Football Hall of Fame. First ballot. Unanimous. The emotion was overwhelming. The boy from Rand, West Virginia, had reached football immortality. August 4th, 2018, Canton, Ohio. Randy Moss delivered a speech that captured the heart of America.
What am I made of? I am a living testimony, a walking testimony, not to just the football fans, but to the whole world.
Maxine Moss is my mother, my father, my grandmother, my grandfather. She is everything to me. Even in his moment of triumph, Moss used his platform for others. His tie bore the names of black men and women who had lost their lives. Today, Randy Moss returns to Rand regularly. The Hall of Fame receiver who never forgot where he came from. He tells young people the same thing someone once told him. Your mistakes don't define you. Your response to them does. 15,292 receiving yards, 156 touchdown catches, 6 Pro Bowls, 4 All-Pro selections, numbers that tell only part of the story. The real story is about second chances, about redemption, about proving that no matter how far you fall, you can rise again. From the forgotten streets of Rand to the hallowed halls of Canton, Randy Moss's journey represents the very best of the American dream. For every kid who's made mistakes, for every young person who's been written off, for everyone who's been told they'll never amount to anything. Randy Moss proved that your worst moment doesn't have to be your final moment. That redemption is always possible. That greatness can come from anywhere. If you like what you see, subscribe and check out this video next.